What's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be working on a cup that my sweet nephew ordered for his teacher. I'm starting with a prepped and painted tumbler, and when I say prepped, I sanded the stainless steel cup. I took the shine off and then I washed it off and then I painted it. I used this vintage teal from Rust-Oleum. And now I'm taking just a very tiny bit of epoxy. I'm using Flynn Sisters Supply Shop Fast Cure, and we want just a very little bit. So make sure you get it everywhere and you don't miss any spots. And once you have the entire cup covered, we're going to take our glitter now. This is Jack Dawson from Peachy Olive. And I'm just going to sprinkle lightly all over. And I'm going to do the same with, I'm not exactly sure how to say it, kaneohe, also from Peachy Olive. And I'm just going to alternate back and forth until I like the look I have. So once the cup is completely covered and I'm happy with the way it looks, I'm going to lay it down on my piece of paper and I'm going to gently roll it to lay the glitter down as flat as we can get it. This is going to help us when we go to put our coats of epoxy on, and hopefully help us to not have to do as many coats before we can put our decal on. So you can see here how flat the glitter is laying. That's what we want. So now I decided I wanted to add a little bit of a finer glitter, just in case there was some spots that the other glitter didn't cover. It was a little bit of a chunkier, not super chunky, but I just wanted to fill in any holes. So this is Sweet Dreams, and this one is from the Inspired Angels. I did decide to go ahead and pat it down and roll it up again, just in case. Remember, you want to do this very gently. If you slide it around, you can move your glitter. After that, I let it sit to cure for a couple of hours, and then it's time for epoxy. I did 2 coats, about 30 mils each of Flynn Sisters Fast Cure, and now we are going to do our sanding. I normally start with the rim, so we just want to sand down a very little bit to expose some of that stainless steel, and then you can go ahead and sand the rest of the cup. Just get it smooth. We want it as smooth as we can because we're going to put our decal on next. Actually, after you sand it, we want to put another coat of epoxy on because we're going to do a Dawn power wash method. So once that coat of epoxy is nice and cure, what I did is I went outside, I took my Dawn Power Wash, and I'm gonna try to do like a circle around where I want my decal to go. And then I'm gonna spray it with the white spray paint. It's just white from Rust-Oleum. And then I'm gonna rinse it with a cup of water. Now, I did not like how this turned out, so I did it again to try to fix it. You can see it's kind of low on the cup. I wanted it a little bit higher. So I'm gonna try again. This time it didn't really work. I don't know if it's because the cup was still slimy from the soap or because it was wet. I'm not exactly sure. But, and my paint didn't act right. Maybe I was too close. But I didn't like this either. So I rinse it off again. And then I'm going to take it inside and let it dry. And then I'm going to try to fix it. What I'm going to do first is take some rubbing alcohol and get the overspray off. The rubbing alcohol will get off a little, and acetone will take off a lot. And you want to use the alcohol to clean it up. And don't mind my paper towel. I was out, so I found what I had. So I'm using the rubbing alcohol now. I just wanted to clean it up and see what it looked like. And I didn't like it. So I went in with the acetone next. And I kind of just got rid of all of that, like at the bottom where you can see it's like it like ran. I don't know, but I got rid of that and I held my decal to it and I kind of just went around it and just left a little bit showing. But the decal I used is a WATERSLIDE on clear paper, so I needed a light background for it. And I thought a little distressed area would be cute. And it ended up okay, I guess. So he wanted his name on the bottom of this cup and the year. So I measured the bottom inside ring and I cut it out on my Cricut just on some regular Oracal vinyl. And then I'm going to try to line it up in there, and I tried really hard, but it ended up a little off, but that's okay. I did do this decal in Canva. I just used their, I don't know if they call it warp feature. Like I said, this decal is a water slide, and with a water slide, you print it out like with an inkjet printer on some water slide paper, and then you want to take your clear Rust-Oleum spray paint and you want to do like 3 coats, letting it dry in between, and then once it's completely dry you want to cut around your image. So now for the decal. Like I said, this is a water slide, so what I did is I just got the whole backing wet and let it sit until the image could slide around freely. You want to make sure the surface stays pretty wet. And I just stuck one little piece to the cup, and then I used my little squeegee. It's a silicone brush just from the dollar store, and I slowly slide the backing off. And I have a wet paper towel also. You want to smooth over it and get the water that's behind it out. And they're pretty easy. You should be able to slide it around, but I did not do a coat of epoxy after I did my power wash spot, so it's a little harder to move. I suggest doing a coat of epoxy after the power wash, but it was still pretty good and I could move it around. And you just want to squeegee out all that water, and then you want to let it dry for a couple of hours. I haven't showed you guys how to clean up your cup at the end when it's completely done, so I wanted to go ahead and show you guys how I do that. And I'm just going to take my X-Acto knife and I'm going to run it across the rim to get out any epoxy that got up over the rim. And then on the inside of the cup, if you have any epoxy in there, be very careful and use your X-Acto knife, like use the point of it and kind of pop underneath of it and it'll come on out. I normally don't get a lot of epoxy on the inside of my cup, so I didn't really think to show you guys that because I don't have a lot to clean up. And then we're going to take some acetone on a paper towel and we're going to clean the inside. You know, if you have any overspray from when you spray painted the cup or anything, we want to make sure that's all cleaned out really well. After that, you're going to wash it inside and out with dish soap and water. And here is the finished product. I think it turned out pretty cute. If you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Bye!